Hello everyone, this is Mike with Fuse in our training center in San Jose, California. Lately we do have lots of electrification projects, and many of those projects they do require a main panel upgrade. Not everyone has a new panel, so we see many 100 amp panels or ones that are not safe to use and so on. So we do have a solution, and today I'll talk to you about 11 things that you need to do if you would like to consider an electric panel. Number one is the clearance. If you have an existing old panel, you need to make sure once we install the new one, there is a clearance, which is about 3 feet in front of you. So if you have a narrow wall, is not good, so you have to have at least 3 feet this way. Also about 3 feet in this direction and in this direction from things like windows, gas meters, all those things. So the space has to be clear. Number two is the issue of the downspouts, gutters, anything with a drain. Two types of different services. Above ground is when you have the electricity coming from the street pole, it goes all the way down and into the meter. Or underground service, so you cannot see any poles. And we need to make sure that there is any drains next to the unit. You cannot have any drain that above or close. Make sure everything is open, and if you need to do relocation, you would have to hire a handyman or a roofer that will move this prior to the installation. Number three is the electric panel must be accessible from common space, so you cannot hide it inside somewhere, so it must be publicly accessible in case there is some emergency. Someone can go and disconnect, so there should be an access. Number four are the trees. If you have an above ground service and we need to upgrade the wires that go into the pole, we need to make sure there is no trees that would interfere. If you check and see the clearance, make sure to hire a trimmer, certified tree trimmer that can cut out the leaves or trees, so we have a clear path for the installation. Number five is the load calculation. So before we start doing the installation, we need to make sure all the equipment that you currently have and you plan to have in the future, that your new panel would support. So if you plan to put 2 EV chargers, maybe everything, electrify the whole house, we need to make sure that your new panel, whether it's a 200 amp or a 400 amp, that it would support all of the equipment that you plan to install. For that reason, we do the load calc. We submit that to the city to see if everything works out. If your property located in homeowners association where you have to have a specific set of rules, we also need to request guidelines of your HOA for what needs to be done for the installation. The guidelines could be, to paint something, to have certain rules and that. So it's important. If you do live in HOA, please send us or provide us the documents so we can review them and meet all the requested requirements of HOA. Number 7 is panel relocation. So if existing location is not good because it's close to the gas meter or something like that, and we need to relocate it, we also need to check and make sure it works. Same for the underground service, and so the new location should have free of any spaces and so on. And depending on your roof, that the roof is not higher, because it might all change the price. Also, we would need to change your rewiring. So all of those things matter a lot because it would change the price of the installation and the permit time. Number 8 is permitting. So depends if you have underground or above ground. So for underground, it takes from 6 to 9 months to get your permit, and for for us to be ready to do the installation. If it's above ground, usually it takes about a month. Number 9 is the actual panel upgrade. It's a very difficult, not an easy process. We're trying to do it easy. It takes usually about a day to do it. We come in the morning and we disconnect your electricity, install the new panel, make sure everything is done up to code properly, call back PG&E or your local utility provider to connect the cables, put everything back in, put the meter back in, and turn on the system. Number 10 is the inspection. So once everything is installed, a few weeks later we'll have the city inspector that would come out, make sure everything is up to code, release all the documents and say that the panel passed the inspection, you're good to go. Number 11 is your time to enjoy this panel, because it might be able to support many new things. No longer you're limited to whatever used to be your old panel. Now you possibly can install the EV chargers, heat pumps, heat pump water heaters, solar panels, and so on. And here at Fuse we do all of that work, and we're always happy to come out to you, give you the estimates, best prices, and the best advices what to do and how to properly electrify your home. Thank you.